Stream. Okay. Just waiting for YouTube to launch, as always. Looks like it's good. And we're live. Hey, welcome back to Odys Talks, everyone. Naturally, this show is brought to you by Odys Global, your one-stop marketplace for aged domains and websites, as well as several additional services, including topic clusters, EAT audit, fully managed hosting, and 301 redirects. You can also get domains and sites from us in installments. So if this is something you're looking for, just get in touch with us and we will sort you out. Today I'm joined by three amazing guys. It's Kalin Karakehayov. Did I pronounce it right?
Yes.
Amazing. From SEO.domains, George Sunderland from SEO.careers, and Kherk Roldan from the Whitelabel. From Kherk Roldan, Whitelabel SEO solutions.
Everyone.
Your
Thank you, Vlad.
your sign confused me a little. All right, guys. Why don't you introduce yourselves to everyone out there who might not know anything or something about you, and add anything you'd like to add about yourselves. So just let's go in the same order. Kalin, why don't you go first?
I'm Kalin from Bulgaria. I've been doing SEO for more than 15 years. 10 years ago, we started a domain company, which is now more than 100 people. We supply domains just like Odys, but we are much more focused on scale than on quality. We have more than 150,000 domains for sale right now.
Cheers
all
to that.
possible countries, niches, price ranges. We have absolutely everything. We have a lot of domain sales in Asia, Asian gambling, family niches. A lot of brand black hat folks use us, and we also do a lot of PBNs ourselves. We sell homepage links, and it's mostly about SEO resources and scale in our company.
Awesome. Thank you. George, what about you?
Yeah, so I'm a SEO recruitment consultant, digital marketing recruitment consultant, or AI, probably all of the above, to be honest. We started this year, actually. We're still a startup, and we are looking to be the go-to stop for all things recruitment in the world that we work in. My background is 11 years across mainly tech, including some stuff in AI, telecommunications, software development, big data, all of the buzz keywords, if you like, that have happened in the tech space. I've had the pleasure of being involved in. We're looking to really kind of make a wave in the market when it comes to the recruitment side of things, because we all know how beneficial good staff can be to scaling a business.
Awesome. Sounds great. Kherk, your turn.
Thank you, Vlad. Hi, everyone. This is Kherk Roldan. So it's my first time to be here in ODYS. Thank you so much for inviting me here. Appreciate it. So my name is Kherk Roldan, and yeah, I started doing SEO way back 2011 from being a freelancer, having multiple jobs, and can't handle being a freelancer anymore. So I created my agency, which is we are focusing with white labeling. And from there, we created and built an agency here in the Philippines. And from one SEO specialist to having 100 plus SEO specialists right now, all office based, by the way. And we are serving thousands of clients since we are doing this way back for a couple of years now. And we are also having the conference in the Philippines this coming September, like SEO Mastery Summit. And that's great. So I'm also sharing here. All right. So yeah, that would be all.
Awesome. All right, let's kick things off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
Nice. Well played.
That's like the trademark of this show.
I like it. Sharp.
Yeah. Kherk, you got a sweet studio over there.
Yeah, actually,
Just wanted to point it out.
Yeah, actually, I'm building a studio here, so we can also have some interviews, podcasts, invite people. Next time, I'm going to invite you here.
Sounds great. Sounds great.
Oo.
Yeah. Well, my studio is a more of an improvised one. It's basically like a small room
But
library,
yeah,
let's say, but it looks nice, at
yeah,
least on
but it's really
camera.
cool. Yeah, it's really cool. Love it. I love the design, the simplicity of it. So, wow.
Yeah, guys, like I mentioned before we went on record, I really like the fact that all three of you are doing different things. Like
Yeah.
SEO.domains and Kalin are into domains and like more on the scaling side of things. George is specializing in all things SEO careers, recruitment, and is also, by the way, an amazing AI specialist. I'll let him talk about it more later on. And Kherk is an agency owner, but like the entire SEO industry community has been like raving lately for the past year and especially several past months, right? So I guess the changes that it's been going through have affected your businesses in one way or another, right? So I would like to ask you to share how it affected your companies, your businesses, the way you approach things and stuff like that. Kellyan, want to share?
Yeah, yeah. So I'd say the everything we see about the industry is secondhand because we just sell domains and links. We don't rank a lot of websites ourselves, except for test purposes. So what we see is just the economic impact of do SEOs have motivation and money basically to do more SEO. Um, and after September, the helpful content update, there was a very clear dip in both in sales of domains and links and of motivation. A lot of people had never seen such a nasty update actually, and one that is very difficult to recover from. So that had a this have a massive impact, especially uh, on affiliates and content sites. The new one, the March one, was nothing compared to the September one. Like on the March one, there were some people hit, but it was more of a small random hits just to cause confusion, probably by Google, who are by this point not really sure what they're doing themselves. I think with the algorithm. But the September one was really a nasty blow. But I think that people are recovering. I think that they realize that the worst already happened. It cannot
Mhm.
get any worse than that because there are no more like big websites that Google can promote. There's only one Reddit, one Quora, one Wikipedia, one Amazon, and when Google has already promoted those that much, uh, really the rest of the SERPs will be still for grabs. So it can only stay the same or get better in the future, but I don't think it can get any worse in regards to the distribution of where the organic traffic is going.
To lead on from that, even with the last 24 hours, the announcements that came out regarding the SGE, the competition for those top spaces on the SERP is getting real tough now, especially with the top being so busy. This AI kind of summarization tool seems to be one way of keeping people from actually clicking through, almost acting the same way the Reddit posts did, with the content being on the forefront on the search engine. So, yeah, I'd be interested to hear, especially from you, Kherk, regarding kind of how you're going to strategize around that sort of thing, and how you've changed your strategy with the impact of the Reddit deal and all, how things have changed over the last 6 months.
Yeah, actually, a lot of our clients get affected with that update, no, and it's quite very challenging for us to adapt with that. Like for example, what happened May 6th. So they announced site reputation abuse, right? And alarming because there are also clients who's doing that, and they are like promoting it every single time. So it could also affect the problem that they're having now. So yeah.
Yeah, and I just saw Charles Float posting today I think on Twitter that, or was it yesterday? Oh, it doesn't matter. That Google is now a publisher. So, what does that mean for site owners, for niche site owners in particular? Because I understand that like brands, established brands, and e-commerce sites don't really care about that. But there are so many affiliate marketers and niche site owners in the industry. Like, what does it mean for that? I mean, for them, considering they've already been shaved really badly over the past half a year and even more. What do you guys
Well,
think?
I think regarding the SG, Google cannot really go very far with it because this would decrease the revenue from ads. It's just the bottom line will suffer too much. I think the only reason they're doing it because they want desperately to defend their public image of an innovative company. And they haven't been very innovative in the last years, like really other companies like OpenAI in partnership with Microsoft really stole the spotlight. So Google desperately want to be perceived as an innovative company. It's very important. It also impacts stock prices and all of that. So I think they're willing to lose money at the moment with the SG, with less clicks on ads, just for the public perception of being an innovative company. But I think this will be short term because in the end, like all the financial analysts in Google will look at it and see like, what the fuck are you doing? You're killing the product that made us $1 trillion company. So just get back to business as usual.
It's something every tech company seems to be doing at the moment, and you hear the announcements, and the amount of mentions of AI is crazy. I think Nvidia with their new microchips, whatever, it was like over 100 times they mentioned it in their last press release. It's strategic gold for investors at the moment. AI is, but it's an interesting point you make around the kind of, from a tactical perspective, they need to make sure that the money still gets brought in from the advertisements and that the attention isn't drawn too far away from that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Kherk, you have anything to add to that or share any thoughts on that?
Yeah, with that being said as well, so I guess it's very important that we are going to follow what Google's like really wanted. Like for example, we need to reduce the low quality of our content. So it's very important. And also the new spam policy, they're going targeting the content abuse, the site reputation abuse, and also this expired domain abuse. So it's very important. Last March 2024, that's the core updates, including the algorithm changes. So yeah, it's very important that we need to also reduce the unhelpful content, no, with our website.
Uh, Considering all of that, guys, what do you think is the perfect recipe, at least for today? At least today, what is the perfect recipe for like a sustainable, I don't know, online digital gig? Let's say, if it's not e-commerce, SaaS, or I don't know, gambling.
You've got to cover every base, haven't you? I think the main thing is diversify your service offering. Make sure that you aren't you're not leaning too much into an angle, especially if the black hat stuff where there might be an update which could completely demolish your
Obliterate,
process
yeah.
eventually. Yeah. So I think with variation and diversity of the skills in your team, you've got the digital PR, link building. I think if you put it all together, you still got a great SEO service. But if you focus too much on one strategy that may not be what Google wants you to do, I think you are putting yourself at a bit more risk in the long term. Well, I say the long term, it's happening every couple of months, isn't it? So
Yeah, I agree
I,
with that, George. So relevance is very important as well, as Google is looking for that. No, those that algorithm for the content, it needs to be match the user query, and also the quality of our content needs to be prioritized with high quality content, good written, informative, useful for the users. And for the backlink as well, they need to, or Google also considers the number and also the quality of external links added there. And the user experience is very important, because it can also have the high value for the user experience. And there are also a lot of factors affecting that, which includes load speed, mobile friendliness, and the security. But lastly, we this is also very important, the freshness of our content that we are adding. It's also need to be important that this is updated, especially with different queries that related to news or the events.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's my take for that.
Kalin.
I agree that the user experience is now very important, and you need some way to really stand out from the crowd and have something interactive on your website, so people can play with it. But
Mhm.
other than that, just it's so the requirements that Google has for content and links are so messy that I think the only way to really guarantee your win in SEO is to uh, have multiple websites and do everything at once.
Mhm.
Have big websites and small websites in terms of number of pages. Have websites that are updated frequently and websites that don't get touched at all. Like try everything. It will work. Some of those strategies will work against all logic. That's what you discover.
Yeah, that sounds so true. Another funny thing that I that kind of popped up in my mind while you guys were talking is that, well, all the turbulence, all the noise around the latest updates, kind of moved ChatGPT and other AI tools to the side, and no one's pretty much speaking. And I mean, it's still out there. People are still talking about it, but they're not stressing over it as much as they did like a year ago when ChatGPT 3.5 just got released. And then even half a year ago. Today, it's more like more and more SEOs are moving towards the philosophy. Let's say, not just like one person SEOs, but agencies, companies, whatever you name it, to the philosophy of, well, we now don't have writers, we have prompt engineers. And stuff like that, and we have editors, prompt engineers and editors, we don't need writers, and things like that. Considering that AI, well, LLMs in particular, because other algorithms, other tools don't seem to impact the industry as much, let's say. uh what do you want to say? Just too many thoughts at once.
AI is super complicated though. It's not something you can just kind of AI is so massive, and I think you have to accept it. You have to work with it. If you reject it, it will be the old school version of rejecting, digital as a whole, rejecting Wi-Fi. I think as an industry change, we're only seeing 5 or 10% of the change. Obviously, it's impacted the content writing job massively, but it will get to
Yeah.
a point where, yeah, it will affect every single position, every role. Everyone will have advisors soon enough. Um, Once you see companies like Microsoft or even Google bring in the actual advisor or kind of virtual assistants, it's only going to increase the acceptance rate of AI, which I think is a good thing, but it's also very scary. It's going to change the job market massively. I think it's going to change what SEO businesses do massively. It might reduce headcount. There might be an opportunity to reduce the amount of headcount you need in order to deliver the same level of service. But there's also that element of risk where Google is releasing products and trying to become the AI company that it wants to be. But I'm not certain how much it wants the overuse of AI on the actual websites themselves. It's kind of rule for me, one rule for you sort of mentality. And I'm really interested to see the way that plays out over the next year, 2 years, and see where we are then.
I think that in maybe about 3 years, AI will be able to make money from the internet on itself. Like it can produce content. It can do outreach emails to people for links. It has all of the keyword data right there, all of the semantics and everything. So there's really only about connecting pieces of this puzzle and giving it access to a PayPal account just to pay for content, pay for links, pay for editors, and reap the profits from affiliate or display ads. So it's really once you have in capitalism, once you have the building blocks cost zero, which in this case is the content and the time of the humans, then absolutely you should be able to scale to infinity.
Interesting.
We'll
Yeah,
all have to
but
start getting plumbing and electrician certificates, and all the internet business will be like it'd be like a Bitcoin farm, but instead I'll have an SEO agency farm, and it'll just be hard drives and computers with loads of fans everywhere. And I'll be like, yeah, that's the agency. But if you need your plumbing doing, give me a call.
That's going to be the real job of the future.
That's absolutely possible. Yeah.
There was a big there was some kind of discourse around how university degrees that would originally take you 4 to 8 years to get are now within a year going to be at the fingertips of anyone with a phone. You'll be able to get master's level consultancy from asking your Google or your Apple phone just a simple question. And the way that you can even, I know this isn't an AI podcast and I could easily turn it into that. So, but
that's one of the topics. So why not?
and the way it simplifies, what amazes me, you can get it to explain a concept in layman's terms, and kind of, if anyone saw the video by Google yesterday, we had the example where it was the maths teacher. Did you see that bit? And it was able to give progressively better hints before you get to the actual result, which was amazing to me. So it's now becoming, it's getting to the point where it can be a consultant and it can explain in normal people's terms super extravagant concepts and stuff. So really excites me, but it also is pretty scary.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. It just reminded me how the other day I was trying to help my kid. He's 13 years old with some math homework, and well, I mean, I've been studying this over 20 years ago, and I was like, all right, let's ask ChatGPT, what that is in simple terms, and yeah, just a minute of waiting, even less, while it was just generating the text. There you had it. Just everything explained better than I could have ever done.
Yeah, it's really powerful.
This direction, but at the same time, for example, I've mentioned this a couple of times on the show, but still, like the EU is rolling out new regulations for AI generated content. I mean, for marking AI generated content, which will, I don't know how and which way it might affect various businesses, especially in the digital landscape, let's say. But still, like, people will see that this is generated by AI, and I assume that other governments around the world will start doing something similar to, I don't know, restrict this kind of scaling of content generated by AI for businesses. I don't know, maybe to drive more authentic, human generated content, created content, whether videos, music, or text. So that might be somewhat like, I don't know, for someone that might be a bottleneck. For others that might look like a lifesaver. Like, whew, AI didn't take my job. You know? So yeah, what do you think? Will this have any substantial impact on the way this whole thing grows and affects digital based businesses?
I think that something that will inevitably happen will be that black hat guys will try to take over any territory that can be taken by text content using the LLMs, and Google will not be the company hit the hardest, but social media. Imagine if you can buy an old farm Facebook account for $5 or probably even less, and then you can just plug it into a dedicated IP and post endlessly. And why not do it as a fake account, as a celebrity or something? It's definitely gonna generate some value. It's gonna be very black hat, very fake. A lot of those will get banned, but in the end, definitely gonna earn something. And this means that these social media companies will be ruined by the amount of spam, because the AI can post unlimitedly day and night, especially places like Twitter, where like there's no limit to how much you can post. You can post a tweet every minute. Uh,
Mhm.
Definitely this free content, and definitely a huge danger to the platform. And I think that in the future, the black hat AI gurus, let's call them this way, will probably shift a bit their attention from SEO to some social media growth hacking, if you can call it this way. So, and because there the structure is more supportive of, let's say, AI spam, because you don't need links, you need only content. In SEO, you need content and links, and already we see all of these AI content websites getting banned, not because Google can detect the AI content, because they can't, but because you generate 10,000 articles in a week with no links, no social signals, no verification of any kind. So of course Google will know. But in social media, like who will know? So that's where the real danger, I think, is for the digital ecosystem, that every platform will get overrun.
Yeah, but don't you think that corporations like that, like doesn't matter whether Facebook, X, Twitter, or I don't know, well, Instagram and Facebook are the same corporation. Well, social media owning corporations will come up with some regulatory algorithm that would, yeah, spot these AI generated things and just, I don't know, limit their visibility or plainly ban them.
I don't think
I,
it's possible. It seems
yeah,
too
I
hard
think
of a task.
we'll get to a point where it's impossible, and the AI will train itself on the very solutions that are built to detect it. Um, Once we get to that stage where it is fully AGI based and it can learn from its experiences, which it's pretty close to doing, there will be no differential between human content and AI content. There will be zero way to detect it, apart from a few nuanced things that only, we like to think only us humans can detect. But I think we're on a time limit now. I think the clock's ticking for a point where AI completely takes over from that perspective. And I think we'll start adding a lot more value to human interaction. And I think the face-to-face meetings will go up. The value will be in meeting people, understanding them. And I think the overall quality of the internet as a whole will eventually reduce. It may recover from that, but I think it's inevitable that we get to a point where you can't tell.
Well, this a future like this looks a lot gloomier than the one envisioned by James Cameron in
Yeah,
Terminator.
this is closer to Blade Runner. If you've ever seen Blade Runner,
Yeah, yeah,
you
of
know how the
course.
androids are
Yeah.
really hard to detect. And it's like, is this a real
Yeah, yeah.
person? Am I a real person? We're going to be looking at websites and blogs saying, is this a real person? They've got some really good takes. And then you'll find out they're AI and you'll have your moment, and you'll have your realization.
That
But
is
it's fun.
if you find out it's AI.
As if, exactly. You do some digging and you realize you're the AI. That's the twist, isn't
Ooh, ooh.
it? Yeah.
Sounds like it's about time to get Nick Bostrom on the podcast, you know? Yeah, well, people will eventually get back to using doves and ravens to send out letters, not even
Handwritten
emails.
letters, yeah,
Yeah,
face-to-face meetings, handwritten handshakes and smiles rather than
Mhm.
emails and blogs,
Whew, that's an interesting like going a full circle, you know.
I do
Uh,
think it will make the internet of such a quality where it'd be good to find out information. But I think Kalin mentioned the social media aspect. I think we'll get to a point where social media no longer brings us the value that it used to in the terms of connectivity and actually connecting with other humans. And we are talking super kind of philosophical AI stuff here, which is fun. But yeah, I think it's going to be good for the face to face and bad for any kind of
mhm.
email. We're very close to videos being compromised.
Really? Yeah, yeah, yeah. With Sora.
Yeah, already see some examples. There'll be a video on Twitter of some politicians saying something hilarious or whatever it may be. Um, but yeah, like I say, once we get to that point where AI can do that AGI stuff, where it learns from its own mistakes at a speed that we've never seen before, nothing will be real.
Yeah, let's shift a little bit from the
Yeah.
philosophical AI stuff, which is absolutely fun. But okay, let's get back to talking about business for at least for a moment. So considering all of that, like, what do you guys think? How much time do digital entrepreneurs, online businesses still have to kind of make a living before algorithms, automated algorithms take over?
I think that the size of the digital economy won't decrease because of AI. The thing
Mhm.
is that more value will go to unscrupulous, really black hat spammers who once they have the AI weapon, they will just conquer and conquer more and more space relative to like the more gentle marketers, so to say. Um, I have been thinking of like artificially generated content in since 15 years. 15 years ago or something, we made a test where we took the Google SERPs and just published it as a page, and Google ranked it in Google. So like it was it was never that hard to like generate content for free or for cheap, but the scale difference now is really crazy. Before you can take a book, scan it, run it through some software, get the content of the book, and you have several hundred pages of quality content. But now you can have tens of thousands of pages of relatively quality content. And I think that with the prompts becoming better and better and AI simultaneously becoming better and better, uh, it will very quickly eclipse the quality of all of the super really best journalistic quality human content. Because I played chess when I was young. In chess, computers used to suck for a very long time. Like it took 30 years of computer programming to get the chess programs to be grandmaster level, then 10 years more to get to world champion level. But then the growth continued so exponentially because the the software became better and the hardware became better at the same time. And this really just killed the competition. And right now, if the world champion plays the best chess program into just the world champion will get obliterated, even on a phone, not just on some supercomputer. So it's very scary how progress can accelerate when there's more than one vector of growth, like it's for chess programs with the hardware and the software. But with the AI content, the LLMs, the two vectors are the quality of the LLM itself and the quality of the prompts. Like if you improve both at the same time, it will be very quickly, the quality will become quite good.
That's an interesting take, especially considering the chess thing. Because, I mean, of course, computer algorithms can obliterate like world champions and stuff like that, but chess championships are still there. People are still playing chess, and yeah, the game continues, so to say. So that kind of sounds kind of hopeful for digital online businesses, whatever. Because I mean, yeah, there's going to be the let's say AI content, whether text or video or even music content take over. But at the same time, the businesses that are just doing their business, providing quality services and products, they will remain and they will continue doing their thing. And I think that new businesses like that, with that, like let's say, like philosophy approach, will continue to sprout out and get on the internet and do their stuff via the internet, because it's still like this massive connectivity tool, let's say, to the entire big wide world. What do you think?
Yeah, I think for now it's a great tool that you have to use. It's going to get much bigger, much kind of, harder to handle and identify. But for now, use it as a tool, learn about it as much as you can, train your people on it as much as you can, recruit people that understand it as a concept, because it's coming fast.
Get VAs as soon as you can. AI VAs.
yeah.
To speed up the processes.
My day. Yeah.
What about? I want to pick George. I want to pick your brain for a minute regarding the situation with careers in the SEO space today. Like, how did this entire thing change over the past year? Let's say, what became like more popular? Let's say, what decreased, stuff like that.
So the biggest thing has been the content writers for me. Almost every job or job description I receive for that type of role, they need to have some know-how around writing prompts, being able to create content using AI, but also they have to edit it. There's a massive definition and clarification made by managers that we're not looking for people to copy and paste AI articles. We're looking for people that can use AI to save a bulk of their work, but they must kind of customize it, personalize it, and it must be more human. Yeah, fact checking is still super important, because we've all seen AI get things wrong in incredibly funny cases sometimes. So yes, there's been a lot more value placed on people that show themselves independently to understand it. I wouldn't say we're at the point yet where it's on most job descriptions and it's a super important thing, but it's getting there. And what you'll see is and I hate to use the term, but the lower skilled jobs, maybe the jobs that require less experience, will be hit first. And that's where you'll start seeing ChatGPT experience required, or know how to write certain prompts. So I think we're safe for now. But if you ask me this time next year, I think my answer might be quite different. but we'll have to see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about agency life, agency stuff? How are things going with new clients, and what do they expect considering the all of the changes with both AI and Google updates and SGE and Google becoming the publisher? How's it going, and what is your take on that, Kherk?
All right. Okay. So right now we have clients who are very, they don't want to adapt when it comes to
Mm,
new algorithms or new strategies that we are doing right now, because as you see, everything is evolving from the strategy, Google's updates, guidelines, so we need to follow that. And there are also clients that don't want to adapt. So what we are doing is we are constantly telling them that we need to follow this, because this is very important for us to do in order for our strategy to work. Some of them they use tools, no, like AI, but they don't want to replace it. They don't want to change the grammar or something like that. They want to
mm,
automate it everything without optimizing the proper keywords there. So yeah, it's not good, because it can also ruin the future visibility of your business, and also your client's business as well. So yeah, that's what we are uh, doing now to tell them what's right, what needs to be done, and also to follow the strategy that we are having.
Yeah, one thing about working with people who don't want to adapt, or I wouldn't even say that they don't want to adapt, they don't realize they should adapt. I think that's more accurate. Is that you gotta just brace yourself and prepare to educate them in the most patient way, like a parent to a child, just look, this doesn't work anymore.
Uh,
Today this works this way, and we should do it this way, otherwise it will not work.
yeah,
And you will lose your money. We're happy
I
to do
think
it your
Kherk
way, but you will
mentioned,
lose your money.
yeah, Kherk mentioned something really important as well, which is managing the risk associated with using AI.
mm,
Mhm.
You don't want to leverage it too much if obviously Google have their rampantly trying to kind of get rid of that style of content on the internet. You have to obviously see what the algorithm, what's happening over there, what's the documentation, understand what the right balance is, and trying to make it all work. Which I imagine is difficult when you have such a valuable tool and such a great tool to use. It's almost like you get slapped on the wrist for overusing it for the right reasons or wrong reasons, depending on your opinion on
yeah.
white hat versus black hat, etc. But yeah, it's an interesting perspective, the management of risk with using that kind of tool as well.
Mhm.
I have an opinion about the AI. Just Google brought this disaster on themselves partially by the very stupid, in my opinion, topical authority algorithm. Because in reality, if someone writes 100 articles about something, they either have too much free time or they hired a copywriter. Real world experts don't have the time to write 100 or 500 articles on the same topic. This is rare in practice. So I don't know who came with this idea that we're gonna reward quantity instead of quality in terms of who is expert on what. But this is extremely stupid. The previous idea with the authorship that you verified with a real world expert, and you had this authorship tag like tied to your Google Plus profile, like they had in 10 years ago. This one was smarter. Now with the topical authority thing, what we're gonna reward quantity on a topic. Quantity doesn't really make you an expert. So this is a large part why the the overuse of AI will happen, because everyone knows, oh, I need topical authority. I don't have the resources to write this myself. So, but ChatGPT will write it. So
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And
100% true. The experts aren't writing a blog post every 10 minutes, are they? It's
Whew, that's some expert, yeah.
yeah. Expert at writing fast, maybe, but
Well, you can never tell how many Red Bulls he had,
yeah, true.
or something
Creatine.
else. Who knows? Creatine. Well, yeah, you can call it creatine. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Kalin. Like we have like two domaining company representatives here in this panel. Uh, so when Google rolled out this March update and tackled the expired domain abuse, did you or the company get get tagged on Twitter, let's say, saying something like SEO.domains, SEO.domains, RIP, or something like that? Because we sure did. We're like, what the hell?
Well, we got a lot of requests from customers, and everyone who was negotiating on a price tried to use, oh, Google doesn't like our domains anymore, let's get the domain cheaper, but they still wanted the domain. Um, so definitely nothing that we have seen as expired domains becoming less effective. What I can say is that the use of expired domains becoming guest post farms was something that was really getting really scaled, and Google hit some of those, but it didn't hit them because they were expired domains, but because they had thousands of articles with links and nothing else of value in their website. So they were like a high quality PBN, even if they were DR60, doesn't matter, it's still a high quality PBN. So those got hit. Some of those got hit. So everyone who was buying a lot of cheap guest posts may have seen that their actual number of links that they have in their search console decreased because some of those cheap donors got hit. But and also some websites that had an expired domains and super low quality unedited AI content got hit, but not all of those, just some. So Google really doesn't have some tool to really filter out all of those. Some they'll be able to hit, some may just have been reported by competitors or by random annoyed people. I don't see how Google can really hit a website because it has an expired domain, an age domain, or because it's only AI. Maybe if you have a huge combination of factors, of red flags, then maybe you trigger some manual review, and then maybe you get hit. But the hit websites are really a minority, and it's not around the fact that they're using age domains. And about the threat to the parasite SEO, it's more an act of desperation than anything else. This is another thing that Google really let the genie out of the bottle by really overemphasizing on the authority of the website in the algorithm, and of course that parasite SEO will take over. Like, what were you thinking? And now it's too late because everyone has seen it. It works. It's impossible to filter automatically. It's very hard to filter even manually because a lot of those big media have their own affiliate pieces of content with affiliate links. So how do you filter who paid for a piece of content, or does the media own this piece of content, or will we now forbid the media to do affiliate? Like, this is a situation where Google cannot win. So they try to scare people off with this 2-month deadline, but of course no one will believe them, so it's not gonna work.
That's just some Google propaganda.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, the thing about domains is that a lot of people, when they saw that update, they kind of like they didn't take just a few, I don't know, seconds of time to just read it accurately, pay attention to what they read, and they just assumed, expired domains are over. I mean, that's it. That's the end of the story. All right, they're history now. But the thing is that, well, as long as you do the right thing, as long as you match the niches, as long as you post relevant content and do it like the best way possible, Google Google won't care because it's not about the age of the domain, or it's I don't know whether it was expired or not. It's exactly how it sounds. Expired domain reputation abuse, right? When people
But
just want to ride the reputation wave.
actually, even if you don't, I've seen many success stories with domain completely irrelevant, repurposed, redirected, hundreds of redirects to a single website. Like the really the usage of expired domains is so widespread, and what Google is doing to combat it is just extremely little. It's just that if it's not relevant and you don't put a lot of effort in repurposing, and if it's not a spam initiative, and there has to be many conditions for you to maybe fail. But there's a big background of silent successes that you don't see anyone complain about. And that's the truth. For SEO, everyone complains when they get hit, but when they rank and earn money, everyone is just like, it's working, don't touch it, don't talk about it. So it's really twists the picture of what's really happening.
Yeah, and speaking of the things that work and the things you shouldn't touch because they work, like I love I love the discussion about the white hat black hat fake war, the way Matt Diggity puts it. uh, what's black hat for you? What's just whatever hat, not black hat, let's say. What is the line for you when it comes to doing SEO business?
For me, the line is between gray hat and black hat is do you really damage the internet? So if either illegal stuff like hacking websites is definitely black hat, but also if you use X rumor to place a million links in forums, it's definitely black hat for me, because you're hurting the internet, even if it's not strictly illegal. It's some gray area. It's still not the right way to do SEO, I would say. But I consider most things gray hat, so TBNs, redirect, H domains, niche edits, all of this lovely stuff. Guest posts are also gray hat. Like you shouldn't lie to yourself that you're doing white hat SEO with guest posts. If you read Google's guidelines, there's no such thing as a white hat link. So everything is gray hat. Everything that we're all doing is gray hat, and it's easy if we just accept it that it's this way.
Fair enough. What about you guys? What do you say?
Black hat would be anything that pushes beyond usage and becomes exploitation, wouldn't it? But there becomes a level where maybe there are certain ways, and I'm not certain how, in which you don't reward some of those techniques as much. But I think you need to not use. You need to understand all of the tools that are at your expenditure. You can use whatever you need to do, but understand the risk.
Kherk?
So for me, black hat, it's like doing it in illegal way, right? Aside from not following guidelines, we are doing it in illegal way. Like same thing to what Kalin said, you are abusing the internet and you're doing unlawful strategy. So for me, that's not really good, and that's black hat, no. And yeah, there's no really white hat in case, because we are also doing links which is slightly white hat. Oh no, gray hat, and also some of them are black hat. So that's it.
It's a spectrum, isn't it? It's better to think of it as a spectrum rather than categories.
Oh yeah.
I think it gives us a bit more leeway.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to do a quick quick teaser of our presence at SEO Estonia this year. So yeah, we got some of those sweet hats ourselves. Printed quite a few of them over the past year, but this year we decided with SEO Estonia. Speaking of the spectrum, we decided to do like several colors, including black and white as well. Yeah, but several more. So that's gonna be fun.
Well, so you're
I'm
going to have
just
pink
excited.
hats and red hats and green hats.
Oh, there's going to be white, black, gray, blue, and green. Yeah. I'm just really curious at how people attendees are going to choose their hats at the event. Really curious. Like, will they even care? Because I
It's a
myself,
cool idea.
I just want to. I want to have an orange Odys hat just because orange is my favorite color. But we don't have orange hats.
Yeah. You should make it so they have to pick a hat. Make it non-optional, and that's how you get the real good data on it, and kind of how people see themselves, and what kind of clientele you attract. It'd be funny.
Yeah. Speaking of, are you guys? What events are you planning to attend throughout the year? Throughout the remainder of the year, a little more than half a year of 2024.
We'll go to Estonia and then to Chiang Mai.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Same
gonna be
here.
it.
Same here. What about you guys, George, Kherk?
I may go back to SEO Brighton later on in the year. Estonia, I haven't really thought about, but the more the merrier. All the networking is good for me, as I'm sure you can imagine. So anywhere I can meet people face to face is good.
Yeah, about
Nice.
me, we have an event. Actually, we hosted that conference in the Philippines. So this coming September. Right now, we are very busy. It's really hard to host a conference with like 500 plus people attendees. So time consuming and also overwhelming as well. And yeah, if you are free, guys, you can come if you are free. So
Awesome. Yeah. We got Stephen in chat as well, who absolutely
Yeah.
loves his events, I've heard. Getting everyone on the gins and tonics.
At the very least. That's Steve. Yeah. And yeah, as I mentioned, we're also going to be, Odys team is going to be at SEO Estonia, and we're also going to be at CMSEO in November, which is going to be fun. So yeah, that was a fun chat, guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you for finding the time and sharing your
the invite.
thoughts, sharing your ideas. It was total pleasure on my end. So where can people find you on the web?
I'm mostly available on Facebook, but also LinkedIn. My name is unique, so I'm extremely easy to find.
Same here. On LinkedIn is the main place. Being a recruiter, all day, every day. You can find me on Twitter as well, which I believe is at GS Recruit AI. I had to get AI in there, obviously. Shoot me a follow. Twitter's more for the memes. LinkedIn's more for the business, I'd say.
Sounds good.
for me, I'm everywhere. So you can find me on Facebook, Kherk Roldan. Same with LinkedIn, Instagram, and X.
Amazing. Thank you, guys. Everyone else, thanks for joining. Thanks for listening, watching. Stay tuned for the next week. I'm gonna be back with another panel discussion. And make sure to go to odys.global/mentors to check on our mentors, including including James Dooley, Kazra Dash, Carl Hodson. Uh, there are so many people: Jason Hennessy, Jason Barner, Jason Mills, George Elfrink, and a lot more great mentors that will help you out with your business constraints or whatever you're struggling with at the moment. And yeah, if you still haven't subscribed to this channel, please do hit the bell button to get notified by whatever we post here. Like, we're gonna share some shorts and reels from this episode as well. So yeah, it's gonna be more content is coming up. All right, guys.
Nice.
Let's stay in touch and yeah, talk soon.
See
Thank
you
you.
soon.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye bye.
Bye.
Yeah.